20 plus 3 years. And part of the consideration in handing down a sentence by a court to a person convicted of felonies is to consider the deterrent effect.
My head just went into my hands, and I couldn't believe what I was about to hear. No one thought we'd be here today. No one thought Harvey would ever see a courtroom. And even still, no one gave him more than 10 or 12 years. And when Judge Burke said 20, for the first time I can say, I feel a sense of happiness, I guess. Because this isn't a happy circumstance to be that we're all here for. But I feel joyous with what Judge Burke decided, and I'm grateful to the jurors and the prosecuting team, the DA's office, and everybody involved, and to all the supporters. Thank you. I hope that the sentence sends a clear message that times have changed and that more women need to speak out for themselves, and that men and women need to speak out for each other. We need to show self-love and empathy to overcome centuries of illogical thinking that has normalized the sexual mistreatment of women. This is hopefully just the beginning, and the conversation must continue. And I thank you guys for continuing the conversation.
That sentence that was just handed down by this court was obscene. That number was obnoxious. There are murderers who will get out of court faster than Harvey Weinstein will. That number spoke to the pressure of movements and the public. That number did not speak to the evidence that came out at trial. That number did not speak to the testimony that we heard. That number did not speak to evidence, nor did it speak to justice. I am overcome with anger at that number. I think that number is a cowardly number to give. I think the judge caved, just as I believe the jury caved, and I am not happy.
What does this sentence represent for you? What does it represent for you?
Total unfairness and a complete lack of acknowledgement of what the facts and evidence of this case actually showed. I think the judge took things into consideration that never should have been taken into consideration, especially when we know in a prior case recently, the judge gave someone in a much worse circumstance 7.5 years.